Hey everybody, it's Friday, April 30th. We're at the 1066 here. Got that big field cultivator on the back and that spike tooth. We got the peas and oats and the new seeding in at home. I've got one other piece of that state-owned ground that I lease. We're going to do peas and oats up there too. I'm not going to seed that in. This is actually my last year doing that ground. But so anyway, we're going to head up there and get that, see how that rips up. It might be a little bit sticky. That's a little heavier ground up there, but I sprayed it off last fall, so kind of a little bit of a mat of dead grass. But anyway, we'll go up there, get that ripped up, and hopefully tomorrow we can get it seeded.
This is a millet field. We'll plant oats and peas in here, I guess. We got a problem.
My bar?
I don't know. No?
Oh, yeah, popped
But
out.
on the one piece.
It didn't break, but it popped out.
And there's another clog that just didn't come out.
That's from that little piece there. We had to leave the grain there last year for the
Deere.
state. Now that's clogging up. Can you hold that up?
This part?
Yeah. Okay, put it in that hole. Oh, hang on. Okay. Get it? There.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
More video. Hey, Dad.
What?
I'm trying to get video you spinning. Coming around, it's kind of muddy there. But yeah, it's good soil. Mud. Kind of mud. Out that one. Coming this way and there. Ah! He's coming for me. 12 on the roller, and now I got the 10 on the tiller. So this ground here, it's really muddy, and I don't know if the 12 can make it. So they're just using the 10 still.
Well, me and Jordan are going to keep going out here. It is a little wet yet in places. There's a couple spots over in the other corner there where I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go, because that's typically wetter over there, but we'll get into what we can anyway and see if we can get this planted. I could wait longer and let this, see if it would dry out more, but I don't want both fields of them peas and oats too far apart, because I'd like to chop them all at one time, you know, and get them in the bag. So I don't want one field ready to go and the other field 2 weeks behind. So anyway, we'll keep on rolling here and see if we can get it done. The last strip here, and I just got one tiny little pie piece over there, and then we'll be done. But it worked up really nice. It's actually, the sun's out. It's not super warm today. I think it's about 47 now, but it should dry out nice. There's some wind. Sun is out. It's supposed to be like 80, I think, tomorrow. So I'll probably be getting dusted out tomorrow. But got that folded up. I'm just going to leave that spike tooth up here, because once I rip this corn ground up, I'll need it up here anyway, and this thing is kind of a pain to fold up and stuff, so no sense to drag it all the way home just to bring it back. Anyway, so I will, but I'll bring that back because I don't have the jack with me to unhook that up here. Otherwise I'd leave that up here too. But yeah, I made it through everything. It wasn't wet, like where I was sinking out of sight, but the low spots were just a little slimy underneath that grass. So a couple places I had to lift it up a little bit. But this field, I wish I had video of it. Once I reclaimed this field here, this used to be part of a dairy farm, and then the state wound up getting it, and it sat with nothing done to it for probably 20 years. I think there was one time somebody came and plowed a little strip for something for the state, but basically it sat just idle here for years. And when I got in here, it was just matted grass. There was probably a pack about, I don't know, a couple 3 inches deep of just matted grass from the years. A lot of brush in here. We pulled brush. Anyway, the year we plowed this, we broke this, it was a really wet year, and we wound up plowing. I had that 1066 on that 6-bottom International plow, and then we had to put the 1256 in, hooked to the 1066, and plow with 2 tractors, because if you found a spot where you broke through that grass mat, it was just soup underneath. So me and my brother Paul and Connor, I don't remember how many days we spent out here plowing this, but once we got it turned, my grandpa, he sat on that old Gale skid steer and he plucked brush for I don't know how many days. But once we got it turned and it got some air to it, got that grass broke up, it dried out and it made it pretty nice. Like I said, there's a couple of spots that get a little soft, but that's nothing out of the ordinary. But anyway, think it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, so we're gonna run back and get some lunch, and probably give that grain drill another once over with the grease gun, and we'll finish this up hopefully tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna come back up here today. Like I said, I'm gonna leave that trying to dry out and warm up that ground a little bit, and a couple other things to get ready at home to do. So Paul will be over tomorrow, get up here with the roller and the drill and get it seeded. Today it's Saturday, May 1st today. It's beautiful out. It's supposed to be like 85 today, and then I think like 53 tomorrow. So we're gonna take advantage of this. We're gonna try to get that last field of peas and oats seeded. I've got the grain drill and the tractor pulled up here in front of the garage. When we were seeding that other piece, I didn't mention it before, but my what you want to call it, the monitor for the drill was giving me a code that I had low pressure on the drive system engagement. I figured it was a bad sensor, but it was still seeding, so I kept on rolling. The only issue I was having is because I have the seeder computer paired with the computer on the tractor, so I had to run without the auto steer because it was messing up the auto steer. So anyway, so I had to do the last couple acres without auto steer. So you know, sometimes you got to do that to when you're farming. Sometimes you got to sacrifice like that. But anyway, I got it up to the yard here, and actually it wasn't a sensor. It was this little spring here. The end broke off, so that pulls it engaged. So actually wound up being a little cheaper fix than I thought. So thought maybe it could get into a big money sensor, but you know, I think this $3 spring will fix the problem. So anyway, got it greased up. Other than that, it should be ready to go. Got the new spring on, sensors are good, auto steer's working again. So the auto steer, so we should be ready to go. I got a couple other things I got to do. We're hooking up started letting the cows out day and night now after milking. I don't leave them in the barn. So I've got a bigger water tank out there that I usually use in the summertime when they're drinking a lot more water, because the one that I usually use down here by the buildings, it's a 300-gallon tank, but the way it's kind of set up there, there's only like one cow at a time that can get in there to drink, and that works fine for the winter time because they're usually not out that long and they're not really going through much water. But in the summertime, when it's hot out and they need a lot of water, I've got this big tank up here. I'll show you. My brother Paul's getting it kind of plumbed in again here, and we had to put some new dirt here and stuff. It was kind of getting sunk in, but I have no idea how many gallons it is. It's got to be, I don't know. What do you think, Paul? 600-700?
Yeah, more than 5,000.
So it's a nice big tank. It's steel. What this was, I bought this one at an auction, but we actually got another one from a neighbor my grandpa did a long time ago. I used to have casters on it. They'd mix bread dough in these, like at a big bread bakery. So anyway, it works pretty nice. We'll get it filled up. It takes a while to fill, but then I just got one of these little heat fills on here, so then it'll stay all the way full. So but this way you can get a lot of cattle in here at one time. I think it's about, I've never measured it, but it's about 2.5, maybe 3 feet wide and probably 12 or 14 feet long. So they can get at 3 sides of it, both long sides and the one end. So get some water going in there, and make sure the girls got plenty to drink. Check the mineral feeder here. Bicarb is good, mineral's good. Yeah, salt is getting down there, but get them a little salt. But yeah, we started leaving them out. Temperatures have gotten warm enough now they can stay out day and night, just come in for milking and get their grain in there. So And then I know Jen had previously, we started giving them silage in the cement bunk up there. I'm still feeding out of the bag yet. I'm not feeding out of that silo, but now that they're going out at night, a lot less mess and stuff in the barn. So anyway, a couple little things to finish up here, getting that tank going, but I got to move this tractor and drill out of the way because the milk truck will be coming. So we'll get that moved and get the cow some water. Okay, we're up here in the field now. Got the drill and the tractor here. Got Paul's pickup with the rest of the peas and oats seed. I'm just gonna top off this seeder. I had a few bags in the garage we put in here to start with, but I can get another bag in here. This seeder doesn't hold nearly as much as that old International that I had, so you got to kind of keep a closer eye on this one. But anyway, Paul's on his way up here with the 1256 and the field roller. He's gonna go ahead of me and roll this. Oh, and then I'm not pulling the brilliant behind here because I'm not seeding this in, so I've got just a rear tractor tire chain hooked to the back. Just drag that along just to kind of cover the seed trenches over. I don't have that drill, didn't have the individual drag chains behind, so I should probably get some of them, but tire chain works pretty good too. So we had a few comments on the last videos asking why we rolled the field first. We always used to seed it and then roll it, but I've had better luck seeding it rolling it prior to seeding it. It seems like you get a lot more even seed bed, especially if I'm seeding in like hay, like alfalfa or something, because those seeds, you know, 1/4 inch depth, so you know that's a lot easier to obtain that kind of small depths with having it rolled first. So and like I said, it seems been working out really well for us. So so he's gonna get started. He must be going up to the other corner there. And this field, the other field, I seeded around and around, just because that's seeded into hay, and that's usually how we cut hay, is around and around the field, mainly because I don't have a center pivot hay bind, so it's usually easier to do that, especially on a field that's not real straight. But this field's just going to be peas and oats, so we're going to make probably 3 rounds, 4 rounds around, and then I'll just strip this back and forth. So anyway, I'm going to let him make a round first, and then we'll start seeding. But I'm going to dump a bag in now and top this drill off. And if anybody is wondering at all, I've got the tag here. This, I've never, like I said, previously, I've never planted peas and oats before, but this is a 50-50 peas and oats blend. Oh, this is the wrong side of the tag. It's, the oats are Jerry oats, and the pea is a 4010 pea is the variety. So, I don't know much about the Jerry oats, but I did a little bit of looking. It sounds like that 4010 variety of pea is supposed to be a pretty good one. So we'll get this beast fired up here, this case, and once he makes a round there, we can get started. Definitely doesn't start that good in the morning when it's cold. and check that seed depth. 'Cause on that other field, I rolled that a few days prior to seeding it, and we got some rain on it, and it sat, and it actually hardened up some. Normally what I like to do is like what we're doing now, have the roller out here at the same time as the drill, but in that instance I didn't, so I put more down pressure on these. So I just want to make sure I'm not going too deep here now. Somebody's shooting, unless he blew a tire. No, somebody must be shooting. Hope they ain't shooting at me. Jeez. No, I think we're doing okay. We're probably 1.5 inches. That one's maybe a little bit deeper than. I don't know. I think I might loosen this back up a little bit, seeing as how this is a lot fresher, and we'll see what that's doing. Because it is going deeper, I think, than it was in that other field. So, anyway, I'm gonna. Oh, I gotta go over to the pickup and grab the wrench. We'll change this. All right, I got the that side done over there. I'm gonna change this side now. See, I could just spin these and loosen it. But these are froze up, so I'm just moving it on the pins back here. So you're kind of taking a big jump, but we'll see. I don't know. It's not a lot of pressure on it at all now. Moving it to that next one, but we'll see what it does here. Computer still must not be working right. I should be able to adjust this from the cab. Ideally, what I'd like to do is have it set where I did all the way down and then adjust it, more fine-tune it with these, but like I said, that's going to probably take some heat and some messing around to get those moving. Boy, somebody is really shooting over there. Price of ammunition, boy, they must have money. I loosened it up. You want to come and check it? Seems like though that we got the chain here, it seems like it's filling in the trenches good, but covering the seed good. But we'll see what it does now. How's it doing now? Is it?
Looks good. I didn't see anything top of the bottom mostly.
How are we? Digging much of a trench? See, I wish I had that finer adjustment, but them wheels are stuck. Because then I'd put it all the way like I had it and then loosen them wheels up, you know. Well, we'll make a round or so and see what it's doing there. making dust today, so you know it's good drying weather anyway. Run back and check again and just check that depth a little bit more. I think it's doing pretty good. Look behind here and seems like it's getting everything covered up pretty good. I'm not really seeing anything on top, so yeah, it's cutting about a 3/4 inch, maybe an inch trench in there, so it's hard to see in them. Make sure I actually got seed in the trench, but I know I see oats. Oh yeah, there they are. Yeah, so they're getting covered up pretty good, I think. There's a worm. Oh, here we go. See this one here where the tractor tire track is, that one's not doing as much. But the chain is covering it up good. Well, I think we'll maybe leave it like that. Paul's coming back around here again, so I'll have him assess the situation and see what he thinks. All right, well, we put tension back down on those because most of it was covered, but where my wheel tracks from the tractor were, pretty much just the chain was kind of covering them over. So I think we'll be better off this way, because if you get them just lightly covered like that and you get a rain or something, a lot of times the oats will pop through, you know, the seed will. So we're gonna try it like this. I think we'll be good here.
Give it the gas. Go full bunny. Where are you going? Where are you going?
What?
To the garage.
I have a pin in the hole. Then you put them. Hey! This truck will make with this thing. Look out, pull it. Let's put the bacon in the thing.
No, you're not to the garage yet.
Like 20.